7th Street Theater production of Anne of Green Gables. At this time, please make sure your electronic devices are silenced, or better yet, turned off. This is 1901 after all. Also, please note that the taking of photos or video is strictly prohibited. There will be a 15-minute intermission when you can bid on our lovely silent auction items. Bidding will continue until the end of intermission on Saturday, January 17th. Winners will be contacted by telephone. Bid high. All proceeds go to the theater improvements. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy Anne of Green Gables.
Knows what will happen, and if something happens, and when something happens, I am truly honored and excited to be going to Green Gables with you, Mr. Cuthbert. I feel that I'm the most fortunate girl in the whole universe, or at least in the whole Dominion of Canada. Hello, my name is Anne Shirley, but please call me Cordelia. I think that Cordelia is a much better name for me, don't you
That's
think?
her at the end of the platform.
Her? But it's a boy I've come for. Miss Spencer was to bring me a boy, and I was to bring him home with me to Avonlea.
Well, Miss Spencer got off the train with that one there, and left her in my care until you got here.
Oh my. There must be some mistake.
Well, you'd have to talk to her about that one. She's a talker. Now, if you excuse me, that was the last train of the night, and I'm going to go home having supper.
Or at least in the whole Dominion of Canada. Hello, my name is Anne Shirley. Oh, I do hope you are Mr. Matthew Cuthbert.
Yes, I suppose that's me.
Hello, my name is Anne Shirley, but please call me Cordelia.
I heard it all a little earlier.
Oh. Well, I was beginning to be afraid that you weren't going to come for me, Mr. Cuthbert. If you hadn't, I was going to climb that big cherry tree just down the tracks and spend the night in it.
And you're certain you're not a boy?
Oh, but I can climb all the same, and I wouldn't be the least bit afraid.
Well, I suppose I can't leave you here. I'll take you home to Marilla and see what she says. I'll grab your bag.
Oh, I can manage it. All of my worldly goods are in it, but it isn't heavy. Now, isn't that beautiful?
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
This tree here, what does it make you think of?
Well, now, I don't know.
Oh, well, the bride, of course, with the misty veil. I don't ever expect to be a bride myself, of course. I'm so holy that nobody would ever want to marry me, except maybe a foreign missionary. Am I talking too much? People are always telling me that I do. Would you rather I didn't talk?
Well, I don't mind talking to folks so much, considering I am pretty quiet myself. Talk as much as you'd like.
Oh, thank you. I can already tell we're kindred spirits, Mr. Cuthbert. And I can hardly wait to see Green Gables. It makes me almost perfectly happy. Oh, but I can never be perfectly happy because of this.
Your hair?
What color would you call it?
Well, red, isn't it?
Yes, red. I can imagine away my green eyes and skinniness and freckles, but not my red hair. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to be divinely beautiful, Mr. Cuthbert?
Well, actually, no. I haven't.
Will your sister like me, even though I'm not divinely beautiful?
Well, I doubt that bother her much, but something else might. We better get going home.
Oh, home! What a lovely sound, almost angelic. I don't know that I'll ever get used to it.
Well, let's hope you get the chance. Come on now.
Oh, yes, let's not delay. Mrs. Spencer told me all about Green Gables, and it seems like a dream. I have pinched myself black and blue from the elbows up, hoping that it wasn't a dream. You see, Mr. Cuthbert, it's as beautiful as anything I ever imagined. I dreamed that I lived here a long time ago, but dreams don't often come true, do they? I never expected my dreams to come true. Wouldn't it be nice if they did? Green Gables, I'll love you when morning is new, and each blade of grass is a sparkling with dew. I'll hear the brook singing its happiest tune to what is so rare as a day in June. Green Gables, I'll love you when evening is old and sunset is painting the sky red and gold. No matter what happens the rest of my days, I'll always remember this beautiful day. This beautiful day.
right on in.
Matthew?
Oh, yes, Marilla.
Who's that?
Oh, why,
Where's the boy?
Well, there wasn't any boy, Marilla. There's just her.
Well, there must have been a boy. We sent word to Miss Spencer to bring us a boy.
Well, she didn't.
This is a pretty piece of business.
You don't want me because I'm not a boy? I might have known.
There, child. There's no need to cry so.
There is need. This is the most tragic thing that has ever happened to me.
Well, I better go out of the barn.
Well, we're not going to throw you out of doors tonight at any rate. Now, what's your name?
Would you please call me Cordelia?
Call you Cordelia. Is that your name?
Well, no, not exactly. Actually, it's Anne Shirley. But whenever I'm in dire anguish, I've always imagined that my name is Cordelia. At least I always have of late years.
Fiddlesticks. If your name is Anne, that's what you should be called. It's a good, plain, sensible name. There's no need to be ashamed of it.
Well, if you're going to call me Anne, would you please call me Anne spelled with an E?
What difference does it make how it's spelled?
Oh, it looks so much nicer.
Very well then, Anne with an E. Can you tell me how this mistake had occurred? We sent word to Miss Spencer to bring us a boy. Were there no boys at the orphanage?
Oh, yes, in abundance, but... Well, I distinctly remember Mrs. Spencer saying that you wanted a girl, and the matron said she thought I'd do.
A girl would be of no use to us. We need a boy to help Matthew on the farm. Now take off your hat and help me with the table. We'll have supper.
Oh, I couldn't eat. I'm in the depths of despair. Can you eat when you're in the depths of despair?
I don't know. I've never been there, so I can't say.
Well, she's tired, Marilla. Best put her to bed.
Very well. Bring your bag and come with me.
Good night.
How can you say it's a good night when you know it must be the worst night I've ever had? My life is a perfect graveyard of broken hopes.
Now, what was that?
Oh, well, that's a sentence I write in the book once, and I say it to myself whenever I'm disappointed in anything.
You can sleep in here.
Oh!
Mercy, child, what's the matter?
A tree of your very own? Imagine.
It's a big tree, and it blooms great, but the cherries don't amount to much. Small and wormy.
Snow Queen.
What?
I'll call the tree Snow Queen because it reminds me of the blinding vision of the white way of delight.
Well, you've got a tongue in your head, that's for certain. Now I want you to get undressed.
Oh, I have my best underwear on. The matron at the orphanage told me that you never know when you're going to get cut up in a train wreck.
I suppose you have a nightgown?
Yes, I have too.
Well, they look sort of flimsy. I think you'd best wear both of them. After you're finished getting dressed, I want you to say your prayers.
Oh, well, I never say any prayers.
Don't you know who God is?
Well, the matron at the orphanage told me that God is the one who made my hair red, and I've never cared for him since.
I'm afraid you're a very wicked girl to talk this way. This is a Christian house, and while you're in it, you will say your prayers.
Well, after I'm in bed, I'll think up a nice prayer to say.
No, you must kneel by your bed and pray to your Maker.
All right, I'm ready. What do I say?
Now I lay me down to sleep. You'd best talk to the Lord in your words, child.
All right, I'll do my best.
Gracious Heavenly Father, infinite, eternal, and unchanged.
Mercy on us, what is that?
Well, that's the way the minister who came to the orphanage used to do it.
Stop your chattering and get on with your prayers, and use your own words.
My dear God, oh, Miss Cuthbert, even though I'm not going to stay here at Green Gables, I think I could say a much nicer prayer if I imagined that I am.
Never mind your imaginings, just thank him humbly for the blessings he has given.
That's where I need my imagination. My dear God, thank you for the white way of delight and the Snow Queen. I'm really extremely grateful for them. And that's all the blessings I can think of just now to thank you for. As for the things I want, it would take a great deal of time to name them all, so I'll only mention the two most important. Please let me stay here at Green Gables, please let me be good looking when I grow up? I remain, yours respectfully, Anne Sherwood. There, did I do all right? I could have made it much more flowery if I had time to think it over.
It'll have to do. Now go to sleep.
Oh, well, I just thought. I should have said amen in place of yours respectfully, the way the ministers do. Do you suppose it will make much of a difference?
I don't suppose. Now go to sleep. This is what comes of sending someone instead of going ourselves. One of us will have to drive to the dispenser tomorrow, that's for certain. The child will have to go back to the orphanage.
Yes, I suppose so.
You suppose so? Don't you know it?
Well, Marilla, it does seem like kind of a pity to send her back when she is so set on staying.
Back to Cuthbert. You don't mean to say you think we ought to keep her. What good would she be to us?
We might be some good to her.
I never heard of such a thing. The child will have to be dispatched straight back to where she came from.
Well, Marilla, I could maybe hire a boy for the farm. And you know, she would be great company for you. She's a real interesting little thing.
I'm not suffering for any company. I believe this child is bewitched. I can see plain as plain that you want to keep her.
You should have heard her talk coming back from the station.
Oh, she can talk, and it's nothing in her favor either. I don't like children who have a lot to say. I don't want an orphan girl. And if I did, she isn't the style I'd pick out. So you might as well spare your breath to pull your supper.
Of course, Marilla. It's just as you say.
Well, now where are you getting off? You haven't touched a bite of your supper.
I don't suppose I'm hungry either.
How would Miss Spencer made such a mistake? We clearly requested a boy.
A boy's what we wanted, I guess.
I guess that a girl's not so bad.
So badly we needed a boy. We clearly requested a boy.
I guess that a girl's not so bad.
Badly we needed a boy.
The
Farm can look after
It's
itself.
selfish to think of
Myself, I am partial to boys.
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 A girl could help Marilla around the house. A girl could bring alfalfa to the cows.
A boy can milk and carry in the pails.
Boys are made of snails and puppy dog tails.
A boy can plow, a boy can hay and hoe. A girl can only sit and knit and sew.
Boys are rough, but girls are still as mice.
Girls are made of spice. Oh, won't they think twice? She hates me because I'm a
Girl is alright,
I
I
declare that you'll have to go back.
Go back.
Go back.
Go back.
We clearly requested.
Like all of the rested.
It can't be contested.
We clearly requested a boy.
Oh, how the sun shines when I do. Why, if it isn't Miss Marilla Cuthbert. What a surprise. What brings you our way?
Well, the fact is, Miss Spencer, that
And how's our little Anne? Isn't she a dear wee thing?
the fact is, Miss Spencer, that well, there's been some sort of queer mistake somewhere. We sent word to your brother Robert for you to bring us a boy.
Oh, you don't say. Well, isn't that funny? I wonder how that happened. Oh, I am dreadful sorry, Marilla. I thought I was following your instructions. Isn't it a funny predicament?
The thing to do now, Miss Spencer, is suppose the orphanage will take the child back?
Mrs. Peter Blewett, the very thing. I don't think we'll have to send the child back to Nova Scotia after all. You just come along with me right now. I always say, if it isn't an ill wind that doesn't blow somebody into town. Mrs. Blewett.
Come in.
Lovely to see you again, and my, what a dear little home you have. May I introduce my friend, Miss Marilla Cuthbert.
Good day, Miss Blewett.
And this dear little girl. You remember the manner we spoke of last week?
Is she available?
Oh, yes, and I know you and she to be firm friends.
Them kids. I keep them in the woodsheds for feeding time. I gotta go scare the school. All right, I'm gonna come out there and beat the daylights out of you.
How sweet. The good Lord has seen fit to reward her labors. She's had twins 3 times in a row.
How many children in all?
7? No, 8.
She'd be Roman Catholic.
No, Presbyterian.
Well, how long she been married?
5 years, going on 6.
Funny kind of Presbyterian.
Oh.
Just suck on your fingers. Dinner's coming. All right, you. What's your name?
I'm the Lady Cordelia de Montmorency, abducted by gypsies when I was 3. My name is Anne Shirley.
That's better. Just confess.
Tell them where you're from and who your folks were.
I was born in a palace in old Vienna. The new being waltzes my lullabies, and my father was Johann with great mustaches. My mother Maria with emerald eyes.
Where did you say you was born?
My dear parents were rich and aristocratic, with 10 maids and butlers to bring you tea, and we ride in a carriage with footmen on it, and all of them curtsied and bowed to me.
And that's enough of that.
If you're wondering how I got here, I was kidnapped by this buccaneer, who took me to France and taught me to dance in his gypsy hideout in Tangier.
And Shirley.
I've never heard such nonsense in all my life.
I don't think the girls go there.
That's certainly not what they told me at the orphanage.
And stop it this instant. We don't want no gypsies around here.
Whatever possessed the child?
And where do you think you are? And who do you think you are?
I'm the Lady Cordelia de Montmorency, abducted by gypsies when I was 3. The facts, the facts, the facts, the plain, simple, homely, unembroidered facts.
Here are the facts. Name, Anne Shirley.
Spelled with an E.
Oh, yes, dear. Parents deceased. Father, Walter Shirley, teacher of agriculture and rapid calculation at Bolingbrook Continuation School. Mother, Bertha Shirley, housewife.
I have to imagine what they looked like. I was only 3 months old when they died.
Oh, never mind that, dear. You're going to have a new home now. I always say, what you lose on the sauce, you gain on the gander. Where was I? Temporary guardian, Mrs. Russell Thomas.
And her drunken husband.
Oh, dear, that's not a very nice thing to say.
It's not a very nice thing to watch either. But then she sent me up the river.
Up the river?
To Mrs. Hammond and her 5 children.
Good that you've had experience.
Yes, I have. Thank you. So I live with the Thomases and the Hammonds. I live with the family. How none of them wanted me, so I went to the home for the orphans, and those are the facts.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes, it's all in here.
Now, well, I don't know. I just came over to ask Miss Spencer how the mistake had occurred. I feel I oughtn't decide anything without consulting my brother. I think I'd best take the child home again with me and talk it over with him. But I thought, if we decide not to keep her, I'll bring her back tomorrow. Does that suit you, Miss Lynde? I suppose it'll have to.
Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to leave it at that then. We'll just put off until tomorrow instead of burning our bridges today.
And this is Miss Lynde come to see you. Isn't that nice of her? I can tell by the pigtails flying you hadn't got what you expected.
Well, 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 didn't pick you out for your looks, that's for sure and certain.
Come here, let me have a good look at you.
Have you ever seen such freckles? gave me great satisfaction.
Well, and go upstairs to your room until you are willing to apologize. You're taking on quite a responsibility there, Marilla. I don't envy anyone who has to bring that up. Well, you shouldn't have twitted her about her looks, Rachel. You don't mean to tell me you're upholding that terrible display of temper. I'm not trying to excuse her, but we have to make allowances. She's never been taught what is right. Well, I guess I'll have to be more careful around here in the future, since the fine feelings of orphans brought from goodness knows where have been given further consideration. You haven't had your tea, Rachel. We'll just sit here until Ed is willing to apologize. If you take my advice, me, who's brought up 10 children and buried 2, you'd go right outside and get yourself a good-sized birch spit. Nancy, where are you off to?
Oh, well, I thought I'd maybe just...
Go upstairs?
Yes.
Matthew, you haven't been upstairs since you helped me pay for the spare room 4 years ago.
I know, Marilla. I just thought I'd maybe...
Take a look at it?
Yes.
Now, I know an old maid don't know much about disciplining children, but I bet she knows about as much as an old bachelor. Cup of tea, Matthew?
Oh, I couldn't. Well, I better go fill the cistern.
Well, as long as I have you here, I might as well show you the pathways, as I've been saving for the morning of headhunters.
And maybe Cordelia? Mom Morency. You better get this thing off your chest, you know.
I couldn't, Matthew. You can lock me up in a damp, dark dungeon inhabited by snakes and toads.
Well, I don't think we're in the habit of doing that around here. Come on down. Marilla's dreadful determined, you know.
She hadn't any right to call me ugly and red-headed.
And I heard you say as much about yourself. And that was only yesterday.
But there's a great deal of difference between saying something yourself and hearing someone else say it.
And you listen to me. Never mind how folks talk, let them all just try and squawk. When they criticize, just pass them by. If they do carp at you, don't get upset. Fuss you more fret, or get indigestion. Critics can't bother me, cause I tell them I agree. When they're finding fault, I don't deny. You can do it, just you try. You won't do it, be like I. Happy, eating humble pie. Humble pie, we can eat it, you and I. Though the world around us may be tough. Never mind, you will find they have no fight.
If you're polite
That's right.
and answer their questions
With a smile all the while, try to walk that second mile.
turn the
Other cheek against the crowd. You can do it, just you try it. Why not try my steady diet? We'll be happy eating humble pie. Yeah.
Oh, Matthew.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen this stuff before?
Let me try. Matthew, what's going on out there?
You can do it, just you try it. Why not try my steady diet? We'll be happy eating humble pie.
Well, I have been wrestling with my soul, and now I am ready to go and tell Mrs. Lynde that I'm sorry I lost my temper.
Very well, come with me. Oh,
which is scary. I know I haven't, I'll be wary. You'll find my conduct salutary. I don't deserve the human race. Just make my headstone commonplace and print my name in lowercase without an E. Just leave a space. Please, Mrs. Lynde, your rage rescind. Please, Mrs. Lynde, I know I've sinned. Please, Mrs. Lynde, I'm out of wind. Please, Mrs.
Diana, we'll wait here a little late. Marilla will bring the child from the house.
Oh, Mother, I'm dying to see what she's like.
Now you must remember, dear, that this child is most unfortunate. She doesn't have a father or a mother, so you mustn't flaunt your own too much. It's not polite to talk to others about things they themselves don't understand. Afternoon, Miss Mary. Diana, how are you, Anne?
I'm as well as can be expected. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Anne.
Hello. Well, you have a perfectly lovely name. Diana is my favorite heathen goddess.
Now, Diana's a very nice little girl, and her mother is very particular on who she plays with. Now, you don't want to keep her late for school. There's your note, and it's late from Mr. Phillips, and I'll just slip over to your house if I may, Miss Mary, and borrow that dress pattern you were talking about.
Very well, Marilla.
Behave yourself, Diana. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, Mother, do you suppose I can take Anne with me to the Sunday school picnic this Saturday?
Oh, a picnic?
Well, I think that would be for Miss Cuthbert to decide, Diana.
Oh, may I, Marilla? May I please?
There's going to be all sorts of races with prizes, and we're going to make ice cream.
Oh, Marilla, they're going to make ice cream. What's that?
Anne, you're teasing.
I think if the child has never had a taste of it, Marilla, this would be a good opportunity. Well, I suppose that the parents are going along as well.
Everyone's going.
Then I don't see any harm in it. Land's sakes, child, hurry along or you'll be late for school.
We can go swimming at the picnic too, Anne. Tillie Boulter nearly got drowned last year.
Oh, it must have been such a romantic experience. I've barely been drowned.
Nix, it's old man Phillips.
you dirty.
All right, class! Settle down and concentrate.
That boy teases Josie Pye something terrible, and she's dead gone on him. His name's Gilbert Blythe. He's awfully handsome, isn't he? I think he's awfully bold. So when is Mr. Phillips going to start teaching the rest of us? As soon as he straightens out Prissy Andrews.
What are these? Carrots?
It's an orange.
You hateful boy! How dare you!
Who is this strange girl?
My name's Anne Shirley, sir. I knew I have a note.
And what does all this mean?
Well, you see...
It was my fault, sir. I teased her. Sit down, Blythe! Now, I'm sorry to see you pupils playing such an addictive spirit. What did you say your name was?
Anne Shirley, sir. Anne spelled with an E.
All right, class. Repeat after me. Anne Shirley has a very bad temper.
Anne Shirley has a very bad temper.
Anne Shirley must control her temper.
Anne Shirley must control her temper.
Please, sir, she spelled it wrong. She forgot the E.
You must learn to control your tongue as well as your temper. Now, go and sit with Blythe. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, but I don't suppose you really meant it.
I assure you I did.
Oh.
Now, obey me at once. All right, class. Now, repeat after me. Anne Shirley has a very, very bad temper.
Anne Shirley has a very, very bad temper.
Anne Shirley must control her temper.
Anne Shirley must control her temper.
Moody, Spurgeon, MacPherson, come here. Here. Here! What is that you have in your mouth? Have you been chewing pine gum again?
No, sir. I was soaking a prune for recess.
Well, get rid of it. All right, class, recess. Except for Blythe and the new girl. Clean off the board. The rest of you dismiss in an orderly fashion.
Wondering, all at once I'm wondering what it's like to grow up and have someone show up who'll be awful nice and you'll be such a silly fool. Shall ever look your way. Wondering, now they'll all be wondering, and they'll gab like parrots, 'cause I called her Carrot. Wondering what it was that hit me, and blundering like I might be wondering if she might be wondering about me this way. And I'm really sorry your snake operated. Wondering what it was that hit me, and blundering like I might be wondering if she might be wondering about me this way.
That's exactly what we thought.
You said the doctor had to take a stitch.
3 or 4, maybe more. We were watching from the door.
She's a monster, she's a fury, she's a witch.
She has set her cap for Gilbert Blythe. That's as plain can be. But if she wants him, she will have to deal with me. Tell me everything, my dear. You can trust me and you know my lips are sealed. Did you hear? Did you hear?
Tell us everything, my dear, and we promise it will never be revealed.
They should put that girl away.
That's exactly what I say.
You mean she went and split his skull in two?
I was there and I swear there was blood just everywhere.
She's a vixen.
We don't want her kind in Avonlea, and I hope she leaves tonight. If they expel her, then I'll tell her, serves you right.
Afternoon, Josie, Rachel, ladies, now Marilla. Heaven knows I'm no gossip, but I thought you wanted the first to know.
Did you hear? I will never fear. You always have a little bit of news.
Well, I never did you ever. I suppose you think my clever he'll be marked for life with such an awful bruise.
In the school, split his head. I think Gilbert's good as dead. He was my own part of Charlottetown.
She's a piece of Satan's finest handiwork. She's a vixen.
She's a terror.
She's a tartar. We don't want her kind in Avonlea. Poor girl, she's gone berserk.
You mustn't mind Gilbert making fun of your hair, Anne. He's called me Crow dozens of times.
But there's a big difference between a carrot and a crow, Diana. Gilbert Blythe has hurt my feelings excruciatingly. Isn't that a scrumptious word? Took me weeks to learn how to say it right.
Oh, Anne, how was your first day at school?
Oh, Matthew, Diana invited me to her Sunday school picnic. I've never been to a picnic.
Well, you know, neither have I. Marilla always said the good Lord didn't intend us to eat outdoors.
Well, don't you think a picnic is just the nicest way to enter the church?
There'll be no picnic for you, young lady.
Oh, Diana.
There'll be no picnic or anything else. Please stop disgracing our name with your vicious temper.
Oh, Marilla, it can't be as bad as all that.
This child is uncontrollable. She's given a Blythe boy concussion, and right now he's in the Charlottetown hospital with 4 doctors picking the slate out of his head.
That's not true. That's just not true.
Oh, don't you contradict me, young lady. I got it from Rachel Lynde, who got it from the yardstick counter at the store. And she was there, and saw the whole thing. Why the boy's brain came split wide open for all to see.
Anne! Anne, I'm sorry your slate got broken. So here, I brought you a new one.
Why, Gilbert Blythe, what are you doing up and around?
Excuse me, Miss Cuthbert, but I came to make amends to Anne for what I did.
For what you did, I thought it was her that had done it to you.
Whatever it was.
Oh, it was nothing really. I teased her and she got the blame.
Oh. So, how's your brain pan?
My what, sir?
Oh, you know, it's the part of you that's a bit wide open. 4 doctors looking at you.
I think somebody has been giving you a story, Mr. Cuthbert.
I should have known better than to trust those gossips that hang around Blair's store.
Now, we must be certain Miss Barry gets the story straight, too. No, I don't see any reason why Anne shouldn't be able to go to the Sunday school picnic.
Oh, could I?
Would it be all right if she went with me? I'd promise to look after her and bring her home on time.
Well, you know...
Well, I would want someone to be responsible for her.
No. If I shall go at all, I shall accompany Miss Diana Barry. I and she look after each other.
And?
The iron has entered my soul.
I'm hungry now.
Oh, I made lots of sandwiches and deviled eggs with chopped cherry jelly.
Oh, I'm not that hungry.
Oh, Diana, I can't wait till we get the ice cream.
Oh, Anne, you'll love it. Ice cream is anything more delectable than ice cream. Or even the most respectable eat ice cream. It's wonderful on a summer's afternoon in June. Ice cream is something serious, but ice cream makes everyone so delirious that ice cream is certainly worth the trouble that it takes.
Well, what does it take?
It takes a tin pail, pack it with some ice, rock, salt, sprinkle it on twice, a big spoon to see if it tastes nice.
Oh, you got me a quiver. I'm starting to shiver for it.
Ice cream, the mixing is most enjoyable of ice cream, and no one is unemployable in our scheme. You've got to keep on the double till it's set. You bet.
Chill, mix, cover it up tight, turn, crank. Can't you do it right?
Will you help?
This is no time to fight. Keep on with the turning and soon be turning your ice cream. It's out of this milk for tastiness, but ice cream can never be made with hastiness. So our dream is bound to be just a little
summer, I could sleep late and stay up till midnight catching, do worms for bait. Now I'll be combed and curried and worried again. Who wants to put their shoes on? Not me, my friend.
I grew a whole inch bigger.
I lost a wisdom too.
I took a dare from Josie and fell off a roof.
Where did the summer go to? We had such fun. And now we go back to Caesar and the till of the hunt. I'm sure that all this Latin will flatten my head. Sic transit gloria mundi, summertime's dead.
Charlie!
Hey guys, hear about my summer!
I had a taste of high life in Charlottetown. They have electric lights there that never burn down. I saw the lights on Queen Street, were closed. I had cherry phosphate that went up my nose.
We found a gorgeous seashell. Well, we found some licorice roots.
Well, I found the hired girl swimming in her birthday suit.
Where did the summer go to? We had such fun. And now we go back to Caesar and the till of the hunt. I'm sure that all this Latin will flatten my head. Sic transit gloria mundi, summertime, summertime, summertime.
Who wants to put their shoes on?
Not me, my friend.
Last year, I concentrated on geography, and it got me nowhere. But this year, I am going to concentrate on boys. I intend to have at least half a dozen beaux, all crazy about me.
Wouldn't you just as soon have one in his right mind?
Oh, and you already have that. I hear that Gilbert Blythe has a terrible crush on you.
Says who? I heard Gilbert Blythe tell Charlie Sloan just the other day that when Anne sings in church, her Adam's apple bobs in and up like a chicken pecking at dirt.
Excuse me, ladies. I'd like to talk to Anne. Alone. Look, Anne, can't we start off this year by being friends? I'm sorry I made fun of your hair that one time. I only meant it as a joke.
No, Gilbert, never.
All right. Fine. Carrots? Come on, Josie. Let's go.
Oh, Diana, let's promise each other one thing. When we grow up, neither of us will get married, but live together forever as nice old maids.
Oh, I don't know if I want to be an old maid forever, Anne. I always thought it'd be the nicest thing to marry a wicked young man and gradually reform him.
Oh, I know. I know when we grow up you're going to get married and leave me. I hate your husband.
Oh,
teacher, Mr. Phillips, won't be coming back.
Oh, but why?
Well, I believe he has a new job. A better paying one. At the feed store.
I heard he had to marry Prissy Andrews.
Fine! What a bright sunny morning. I think we'll have our first class right out here in the yard.
Outside?
Why not? Just because a pupil is slumped over his desk, writing something in a copybook, doesn't necessarily mean he's learning it. Yes, well, we're first class outside.
Diane and Miss Stacy's a kindred spirit.
Open the window, sweep out the cobwebs, open your minds, what is going on all around? Look at the sunlight, what is it made of? How can it make the flowers jump right underground? Open your ears, and who knows? How does a queen bee know a rose? Take off the blinkers, take daylight. Why does the queen ivy play? Tear down the fences, use your five senses, learn everything.
Now, are there any questions?
Miss Stacy, what is the sunlight made of?
It's made of energy, coming to you at a rate of 186,000 miles a second.
Gee willikers. We never know that one.
With your hands, reach for the skies.
How does a lobster
Yes.
fertilize?
Will astound you. What makes the yellow earthly sing? Open your heart to, start to.
Learn everything.
Now, first class today will be
Latin?
No, not yet. Oh, algebra later.
Department?
That comes naturally with a healthy mind and a healthy body.
Then what, Miss Stacy?
Nature stuff.
Open the window.
Open the window.
Sweep out the cobwebs.
Sweep out the cobwebs.
Open your mind to what is going on all around. Take off the blinkers.
Take off the blinkers.
Take the daylight.
Let in the daylight.
Tear down the fences.
Tear down the fences.
Use your five senses.
Use your five senses. Learn everything.
Gertie Pye, Minnie Mayberry, Ruby Gillis,
Oh, Thomas Sloan.
Charlie Sloan, Tillie Boulter.
Jerry Boulter. Lachlan Byrnes.
Open the tap now. Take off the cap now. Let your imagination swing. Tear down the fences. Use your five senses. Learn
Hello, Matthew.
Anne of Green Gables.
Oh, Matthew.
How was your first day back in school?
Well, the first thing I learned is that we have a new teacher, and she's absolutely perfect.
Well now, that is good news.
And when she says my name, I feel instinctively that she's spelling it with an E. Matthew, her sleeve cuffs are bigger than anyone else in Abilene. Honestly, Marilla, she has to come through the door sideways.
Well, I hope you managed to notice what she was teaching.
We took took a walk through Sloan's woods today. It's called a field trip. And when we got back, we had to deliver out loud an oral composition about what I saw on our field trip. And I gave the very best one.
Well now, Marilla, what did I tell you?
It's very vain of you to say so, Anne. You'd best let your teacher say it.
But she did say it.
And who came in second place?
Oh, one of the boys, I forget his name. But the best thing of all is going to be every other Friday. That's when we'll have recitation. And after Christmas, we're going to put on the concert.
Well.
Fiddlesticks, more foolishness.
Oh no, Miss Stacy says this shall be a feast of reason and a flow of soul.
Oh, does she? Well, I don't believe in concerts. They spoil people for everyday life. There's a chance for boys and girls to stay up late when they'd be better off in bed.
So, is Gilbert Blythe going to be with me at the concert? You know, I saw him last Sunday at church. He was standing tall and mighty, looking just like his father. You know, John Blythe and Marilla used to be quite good friends. In fact, some even said John was Marilla's beau.
Oh, Matthew, what happened?
Well, they got in a quarrel and, she wouldn't forgive him when he asked her to. I suppose she meant to, but, well, you know how Marilla can be.
Now don't go away. But Anne will lead you upstairs in a moment. And not a word out of you,
I can almost imagine that Marilla is being mysterious.
Well, she does have a surprise for you.
Oh, Matthew, what is it?
Well, I'm not supposed to say.
A new dress? Has Marilla made me a new dress? Oh, I just know it. I can't wait to see it. Oh, Matthew, is it a new dress? Is it?
Anne, upstairs.
Remember, Anne, I didn't tell you anything.
Well, I had some material up there, so I made your next set. Well, how do you like it?
I imagine that I like it.
Well, I don't want you to imagine it. What's new with it? What's wrong with it? It's new, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, then I should think you'd be grateful.
Oh, I am grateful. Of course, I'd be ever so much gratefuler if you had made it with puff sleeves.
Fiddlesticks.
Everybody else at school has them.
Those ridiculous-looking things?
Now, Marilla, look here.
Look where?
Well, why shouldn't she just...
Exactly, why shouldn't she?
Well, why can't she?
Exactly, why can't she? I prefer these plain, sensible things.
But wouldn't you rather look ridiculous when everybody else does? They're really plain and sensible all by yourself.
It's wicked to think of your looks so much.
Marilla, why can't you see the girl in...
Matthew, I don't know what you're trying to say, but whatever it is, keep it to yourself. This is women's affairs, now you stay out of it. I'm afraid you're a very vain little girl.
How can I be vain when I know I'm homely?
She doesn't like it. Good green winsey, and she doesn't like it.
Just like a chicken pecking dirt, the world has laughed long enough, and now it is time to take my fate into my own hands. It is a far, far better thing I do. I am standing on the threshold of eternity at last, as reckless of the future as I have been of the past.
Why won't they come when I want them? I've kept my peace since I was young. For a boy is taught to hold his tongue. But now when I'm busting to say my say, I just can't seem to find the way. I can't find the words. Can't get out the phrases when she needed
Blythe. Aunt Shirley, get up this minute and... Your hair! Oh, it's green!
I thought nothing could be worse than having red hair, so I dyed it.
But it's positively green.
Well, now I know it's 10 times worse to have green hair.
What would ever make you do such a wicked thing?
He told me it would make my hair beautiful raven black. He positively assured me that it would.
Wait, he told you? Who told you?
You remember the peddler that was here last month? I bought it from him.
That foreigner? I sent him away. You know I only deal with the Watkins man.
I know, and that's why after I bought it, I put it away because I didn't have the nerve to try it until
I made you a dress.
Oh, Marilla, it wasn't that. Not just that. There was Josie Pye, just everything.
Well, there's no need to cry, so.
Marilla, my career is closed.
This is a fast dye if there ever was one. Now, it's a good job you didn't use it on the top of your head first. Now that hair will have to come off.
Oh, Marilla!
The scissors are in the back hall. Hurry along, the ladies are coming up the drive now. Afternoon, Rachel and Minnie May.
Are we having the meeting in the kitchen?
Oh, God, no. Miss Barry's girl Diana just went over to have tea, that's all.
Oh, how sweet. Just like the big folks.
They soon will be big folks. Mine, Josie's growing so fast, just like people with hands.
I saw the pair of them, Anne and Diana, coming home from school the other day, growing like 16. Now, I've always thought that Barry girl was a beauty, and so she is. But I have to tell you, Marilla, I was wrong about your Anne. And I'll admit it in front of the ladies of the executive. It's not often I'll admit I was wrong, but I was, and I'm glad of it. Why, it's a little sort of wonderful the improvement in your Anne. Really good looking she's getting to be. Why, here she is now. How are you, Anne?
I'm well in body, although considerably rumpled in spirit.
Thank you, Nell. Oh, isn't she polite? Isn't that a new dress you're wearing? What color is it?
Well, it's bottle green.
I don't think it suits the child.
Sal's her son.
Well, now, why don't we have the meeting outside? Miss Barry will be along any minute, and that'll make a full turnout. Also, to the ladies, you look after Diana. You may use that crock of cherry preserves if you wish. It was time it was used up anyhow. I think it's beginning to go sour. You may also use that raspberry cordial. Now, your hair looks just fine, considering. And that sash does a real nice job of hiding it. The cordial's on the bottom shelf. Afternoon, Miss Barry. We're about to have the meeting outside. I'll join you in a minute.
Come along, Diana.
Oh, hello, Miss Barry. Diana.
Thank you, Anne. Diana, what do you say?
Oh, Anne, your hair. You put it up. It looks just like the pompadour on the mannequin at Holman's window in Charlottetown. Mother, when can I put my hair up like that?
Not for another 2 years, dear. We've been over this.
Well, can I at least have a sash for my hair like Anne has?
We'll see. Now you behave yourself, Diana.
We will now have the minutes of the last meeting read by Miss Minnie Pye. Oh, Anne, you are the luckiest thing. I envy you. Truly, I do. I'm absolutely she's swimming!
I think she's being poisoned.
I think I'm gonna be safe!
Oh, we're in this very alcove.
And where did you get this bottle?
On the bottom shelf where you told me to.
And how much did you drink?
3, maybe 4 cupful. Oh, Diana, Diana.
That was my fault. I forgot to bring the cordial up from the root cellar. She's been drinking currant wine.
Cuthbert, you always think your card wine will have the least effect on anybody.
You even gave it to the minister's wife. Yes, but she didn't drink 4 cups full at a time. But that's the last of you. You'd be glad to know, and I think I'd best get rid of it here.
The bell will ring and wham! I'll show her. and gives you a real smart jog.
Bridgette.
Good day. Good day.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Mary, Mrs. Pye. What can I do for you?
Have you got the garment that's offered for sale in your new spring almanac? It takes all the flesh that you have in the front and moves it around in back.
Well, that's a cinch. Try this on your player piano. Why, Mr. Cuthbert, what can I do for you?
Is Mr. Blair anywhere about?
Mr. White? No, he's gone today.
Oh my, the day.
Step over here. I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
Well, I.
Please don't be nervous. I've nothing else to do.
I want some of. Oh, puff.
Puff, puff.
How's that again, Matthew?
Have you got some? Puff.
Oh, pipe tobacco.
I'll wrap it in a fool's charm.
No, I won't.
Coming right up one drum.
Have you got some?
There's the view.
Right now we're all out of store.
No, I want.
Pickle preserves.
Pickle preserves one crop. I only eat leaves, but you please you. A general store is just the place to meet the needs of the human race.
What I really came for, I really can't say. It's more like.
Oh, those are on special today, Earl
Oh
Circle,
my.
please.
Oh, no, that's what I really want.
Pink pills? Pigeon pear plums.
Pitchforks!
At this time of year?
A general store is just the place to meet the needs of the human race.
Put down 6 and carry 2. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Rachel!
Oh, all right, class, what have we got there?
Pickle preserves. Paraffin oil. Peaches, pears, and plums.
Pipe tobacco. Potatoes.
Puff sleeves.
Puff sleeves.
Puff sleeves.
What do you need those for, Matthew? Easy. Let's not forget anything. Except for a year. Steady on.
Hey!
Charge it!
Oh, isn't it grand they got up a concert? Oh, yes. My sons were practicing up for months.
Oh, yes, my Diana doesn't mind practicing for a concert. We're trying to get her to do her studies or practice her piano. It's a whole different story. I'm sure we're going to be proud of our Diana tonight. Why, Matthew Marilla. I'm sure we're going to be proud of our Anne tonight. Why, Matthew Cuthbert, you're as white as a ghost. What would Dr. Malcolm say? Well, I'm not surprised. Going all the way into Carly for puff sleeves, straightening his valves, bringing home a drum of paraffin oil we don't need, 100 pounds of potatoes I couldn't use in a month of Sundays, and enough pitchforks for a threshing game. I know. Wasn't that a caution?
Well, I did think it was worth it.
Why, Mr. Phillips and Prissy. I should say Mrs. Phillips. I'm sure we're going to be proud of our... Oh, wasn't it grand they got up a concert?
Oh, I told you, look at Miss Kitty's. She picks them up.
Well, that serves them right.
Oh, Earl.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
be quite swept up in the excitement of it all. But with the excitement and stress of preparation, students also need to learn one thing that all Queen scholars must learn, a little relaxation exercise.
When you're feeling tense, don't know where to turn, here's a common sense lesson you can learn. Take a big breath and don't sag, take a big step and don't drag. Dance, dance, dance to Charlottetown Rag. Choose a partner, please. Anyone will do. Strut and walk with ease. Point them side and through. Take a big breath and don't sag. Take a big step and don't drag. Dance, dance, dance to Charlottetown Rag.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Avery Scholarship is from Avonlea School, Miss Anne Shirley.
Matthew? That's right, I sent you home. Sloan.
And the runner-up, also from Avonlea School, Mr. Gilbert Blythe. Gilbert Blythe!
Hooray!
We are indeed doubly proud of a local boy and girl.
Congratulations, Anne.
Gilbert, I hope that maybe we could...
Hooray for Aunt Shirley and Gilbert Blythe!
Hooray for Anne Shirley!
Gilbert Blythe.
It makes me very humble when I think of the small contribution I have made towards this great moment. I feel that without me.
What about me? I seen her first. If it hadn't for me, she wouldn't be here tonight. When I found her, she was waiting at the station door. Didn't have a tape describing just where she was headed for. She'd have gone back COD if it hadn't been for me.
If it hadn't been for you, if it hadn't been for me, if it hadn't been for all of us, I wonder where she'd be. Why we wouldn't have had all this fuss if it hadn't been for us.
Well, I took a fancy to her from the very start. She was so polite and bashful that she won my very heart. And I'm glad that all those books hadn't spoiled the beauty of her looks.
If it hadn't been for you, if it hadn't been for me, if it hadn't been If it hadn't been for you, if it hadn't been for me, if it hadn't been for all of us, I wonder where she'd be. Why we wouldn't have had all this fuss if it hadn't been for us. If it hadn't been for you, if it hadn't been for me, if it hadn't been for
Anne! If it hadn't been for Anne, she did it herself with imagination and determination. Though we all may have helped when we could, it was Anne that brought honor to our school this night. So,
If it hadn't been for you, if it hadn't been for me, I've a hunch you'd still have made it as the pride of Emily.
She's the girl at the head of the crowd, and I'm feeling mighty, mighty proud.
feeling mighty, mighty, oh so high and mighty, feeling mighty proud. It's a golden summer waiting for you, spinning a dream by sunset till it comes true.
Wondering, all at once I'm wondering what it's like to grow up and have someone show up.
There is a golden summer waiting for you, spinning a dream by sunset till it comes true.
I knew you couldn't do it. The doctor said so, and now look.
Peace.
All that lifting you've been doing and trotting into town on puff sleeves. Now don't you budge till the doctor gets here. I'm going to go and try and find this up all here. I know I left it somewhere.
Good night, Anne. Good night. Oh, Matthew, I couldn't find you or Marilla anywhere. So we all walked home and we sang the whole way. And the blossoms, they looked so white at night and... Why, Matthew, is there anything wrong?
Just bursting proud. My little girl.
Do you know what I thought about all the way home? I thought about the first time that I saw Green Gables. I was in the buggy with you and I talked all the way coming home from the station. Do you remember? Oh, Matthew, I'm so glad you let me stay here at Green Gables, even though I wasn't a boy.
And we'd rather have you than a dozen boys. It wasn't a boy when they gave you scholarship.
Well, no, but Gilbert Blythe did come runner-up, and that's almost the same thing. Except without a scholarship, his father can't afford to send him to college.
Gilbert Blythe will make his mark. No need to fear.
Do you know what I think the best thing about winning a scholarship is? Is that it announces to the whole world that you've got some sense. Well, I was never sure before. But I think my chances of becoming sensible are greater than ever. Marilla always said I was too romantic by far.
Keep a little of your romance, Sam. A little romance can be a good thing. And of Green Gables, sweet and strange, and strange. Stay as you are today. Blossoms fade and friends must part. Long stay the songs we've sung, and our Green Gables in my heart. You are forever young.
Matthew?
Tell Marilla, don't mind the South Volatiles.
So volatile.
That's right, dear. Now run along.
Marilla? 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 Marilla?
This is a good strong cup of tea.
Well, he lived 60 years, but he was never happier than he was during this last one.
Oh, Marilla, what will you do about him? Remember her as best we can. I'll take another sip of that white rose bush Mother brought over from Scotland and plant it by the grave before we leave.
Leave. Leave for where?
Well, Anne's going to Queen's, and that'll be 4 years, and well, I don't know what else is to be done.
But you wouldn't think of leaving Green Gables.
Well, I've thought about it, but everything would just get behind worse and worse until nobody would want to buy it.
But sell Green Gables.
Tell us what.
Now you listen to me, Marilla Cuthbert. We've been friends since we was girls together. You and MacDowell, you are Green Gables, and without you around here too.
Hey, Matthew. Matthew, you mustn't think I didn't love her as much as you did. It was hard for me to say things, but I loved you both just as dear as I can't find the words, can't get out the phrases when he needed love. Did I sing his praises? Where did the words go? When I was before him, why couldn't I show all the love that my heart felt toward him? I adored him. God reborn him. I can't find the words.
Marilla, are you all right? Was it something I said? Marilla?
Where'd you skip off to?
Over to Barry's.
But I thought Diana was at Aunt Josephine's for the day.
I went to talk to her father. He offered to rent the land here at Green Gables, and he said we can stay in the house just the same.
We? Who's we?
You and I. I'm not going to Queen's.
But Anne, what about the scholarship?
Well, I met Miss Stacy up the road, and I talked to her about giving it to someone else. Only that's not allowed. But she says I can stay here at home and study everything that I would at Queen's.
I won't let you sacrifice yourself like this, Anne.
I've quite made up my mind, Marilla. Besides, Rachel Lynde says She said that I had enough education that a woman would be comfortable with.
Aunt Shirley. I wish to speak with you, Aunt Shirley. Miss Stacy told me what you tried to do for me, and well, it was awfully good of you, Anne.
Well, it wasn't particularly good of me at all, Gilbert. I can't go to Queens, and so I saw no reason why anybody else shouldn't go.
Well, you are going to keep up with your studies, aren't you?
I hope to.
So am I. Well...
Gilbert! Wait.
Will you help me this time?
We are going to be good friends, aren't we, Gilbert?
I don't see why not. We've been good enemies. Wondering why we can't be sweethearts, and wondering why my heart keeps thumb.